hold there.
Go, boys.
Walk forward a little bit. Go. We're away. Over this one, over.
Surfboat rowing. There really is nothing quite like it. Punching through a wave, catching a boomer back to shore. It's a heady mix of fun and fear, guts and glory. Over the last 100 years, surfboat rowing has evolved from its traditional use as a rescue craft to a competitive sport and a way of life. Rowers come from all walks of life, but once they're in the boat, they're a crew with a common goal. At the helm is the sweep. Some who have rowed, others not. But all were ready to get up on the chocks and have a go.
Over the last 20 years, the numbers of participating has dropped significantly. I'm happy to say that's sort of levelled out a bit and it's starting to head up again now. It was a simple equation. Basically, the more sweeps, the more crews and the more rowers obviously we're going to have.
And ultimately for clubs that means more lifesavers on the beach. But really if we're not investing in the sweeps, steering the boat, in the coaching, then we just can't have any more crews, and we want to grow our sport and invite more people in, so we're going to need more sweeps to do that.
We had the idea to create an academy type environment where it became a central organisation. So rather than have individual states doing it, we have a central organisation that goes out and helps the states do it.
The Sweeps Academy was born off the back of my personal journey. I guess I was so lucky to have so many supportive people around me, and what I wanted to do was replicate that for everyone else. So sweep schools aren't a new thing, they've been going on for a long time, and what we hope to do with this one is build on that. We will have more online sessions talking about coaching, but also these practical sessions will continue on in the local areas after these state events.
It's been responded to really well. I mean, we've had over 200 people apply to do a sweeps course this year, which is totally unprecedented.
The whole Sweeps Academy is designed to bring together both new sweeps and current sweeps to really make sure that we're investing in our future of our sport and teaching them just the fundamentals of being a sweep, and also just for the more experienced people to hone their skills.
My name's Ryan Yockins from Torquay Surf Lifesaving Club. And today we're at Point Road Night. I wanted to be a part of it because I wanted to help my sons get involved. My sons both rowing for Torquay Juniors, and it's really just to help contribute and obviously help out their main sweep.
My dad wanted to do it and I just came, just to row, and it turns out I'm going from S1s as well, so.
My name's Ali, I'm from Sydney Northern Beaches. Today we're here at Gerringong having a test out, seeing who's capable on the still water, testing out those waves, hopefully you stay in the boat, and seeing where you stand.
I'm Matthew Smith, I'm at Burleigh Heads Melbury Park Surf Club on the Gold Coast. I had rowed for 2 or 3 seasons as a junior, back when it was 18s, and since then I hadn't really touched it bar a slight cameo with a group of mates that wanted me to sweep. When I saw the Sweeps Academy advertised, I thought that was a great opportunity just to reintroduce myself to it.
G'day, my name is Yvonne, otherwise known as Vonnie.
I'm Guy from Port Campbell Surf Lifesaving Club.
My name's Claire and I am with Williamstown Swimming and Lifesaving Club. And today I've come down to learn to sweep, really.
I've been rowing for a fair few years now, since under 19s, and I guess the older sweeps sort of want to get the younger guys into it, to sort of have a few people coming up through the ranks, and I've sort of always seen it as a natural progression from rowing you become a sweep, so always just keen to learn some new skills, so that's why I got into it. few mentors down here, a few instructors giving me some tips, so it's good fun.
I grew up in far north Queensland and always wanted to row, but there were crocs in the river. So it wasn't until I moved to Victoria I saw the opportunity to row and river row. Then I got quite sick, I had a stroke. And sort of surf boat rowing came into my life, and even though I haven't been involved in surf boats as long as a lot of other people, it's in my veins sort of thing. So I'm really passionate about this sport and wanting to get as many people into the sport and to continue that sort of flow of people, because it's just an incredible community.
I came to lifesaving kind of late in life. It was only about 8 years ago, and that was through surf boats. So I got sucked into doing some early morning rows as I moved to Melbourne. And now I'm president of Williamstown, so it's been a bit of a trajectory.
The Academy covers everything from basic surf boat sweeping through to reading the ocean. The pathway is pretty straightforward. Stage 1 gets you up and running on flat water, guided by a qualified sweep. In Stage 2, you'll start to control the boat in small surf. You can sweep in local competitions where conditions are safe. You'll also complete an online coaching course. An S3 sweep is able to compete at all levels of competition and in all conditions. At the end of the Academy weekend, some participants achieved an S1 and some were signed off as S2 level sweeps.
Today we've started off finding out what your capabilities are, seeing if you can stand up at the still water. There's a bit of chop out back, seeing if you can hold that wave, turning the boat left and right, and then a few of the a bit more advanced people are trying to catch those waves and hold the wave.
If I was making a mistake or needed to make an adjustment, they were in the boat telling me what to do, and then to have 3 or 4 more standing on the beach watching, so each time you came back in you had immediate feedback. Go back out, change it, do it differently, and quickly sort of gather that knowledge and awareness of what was right and wrong, and the opportunity to ask the questions without any reservation. That's what they were there for, those other sweeps mentors, and each time I came back in and I had a query, I could ask that and I'd get a really concise answer.
Feet positioning in the boat's a big one, sort of trying to point, I guess it's hard to put into words, yeah, but keep your feet sort of front and back rather than side to side. It's probably a big one I picked up. And also just feathering the blade is another one. It's a pretty big art to sweeping, and there's a lot to it. So yeah, trying to work on the the feathering of the blade to get efficient turns and whatnot.
This is only the 3rd time that I've stood at the back of a boat. The main thing, I suppose, there's a couple of good rowers in that crew, so it was nice to be able to feel the boat at actually speed and how little movement that it takes for the amount of control it sort of takes. So it's very, very twitchy, very, very touchy to control the boat when it's moving quite well. So yes. The more basic the crew, the beginning crew, the harder it is from what I've experienced. But yeah, when it's moving quite nicely, it's you have a lot more control. The first time I missed it, the beach dropped off a little bit too quickly and I didn't quite have enough spring in the legs, but the second time I think I got it. I think I got to jump in the boat a bit quicker. I got to, a bit sooner. So the first time it was the second stroke, but the second time I got in, I jumped in on their first stroke, which is much better.
He picks up stuff pretty quickly, so I reckon it will be no worries to get his S2 when he does. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right.
Definitely a learned thing when you're holding the oar. Generally, when you're sweeping on, I guess, the still section of the course, you hold the sweep oar on an angle. But when you're catching a wave, you need to hold it straight up and down, and you just rock it back and forth. And there was definitely a light bulb moment there where I did it and you felt different in the boat. You felt the core switch on, the body go, and it's a feeling. You can feel it.
Loads. My position wasn't standing in a position that gave me enough strength and movement. Tips about getting in, and just encouraging, the other sweeps that were in the boat rowing, just encouraging, get up early, practice, get up early, practice. So again, it's just time on the water and just not worrying if you nose plant into the sweep, into the stroke sort of thing. Just keep going.
Yeah, tell me about the wave.
The wave took a little bit of mental work. I'm a person that overthinks, but The sweeps that are here with all their knowledge that they have are absolutely amazing. They help you through it, even the girls in the boat. But that wave was such a good feeling. Able to hold it, able to stand up straight. You know, you have your wobbles, but wow, what a feeling. And to bring that boat home, yeah, it's awesome. It's something you can't quite describe.
Look, Ali's done very well. She's confident. She still obviously has, like everyone has a lot to learn. But yes, but she's confident and you know, she's caught a few nice waves and held them all the way to the beach, and she's gone sideways but will listen to advice, and then on the next run out she'll act on that advice. So yeah, very easy to coach and very easy to teach, and done a very good job.
Today was definitely a tick off the list, and let's just say the waves hopefully are going to get bigger from here.
Yeah, on my way back from the Sweeps Academy, I called them up and here they are. So I used to coach as the nipper coach here quite a while ago, and have now got a group of guys that were in their under 12s and 13s. Now they're in their 20s, and they had lost touch with the board and ski scene. They weren't really doing much outside of playing touch footy, so on the way home from the Sweeps Academy, I called a couple of them and pretty much begged them just to give it a try. And since then, we've been able to build a crew around them. And then I adopted one of the 23 girls crew here. That there was a bit of a crew shuffle, so I gained another crew, and now we've got 2 crews ready to roll into next season.
Matt came very enthusiastic to Burleigh, wanting to sweep, you know, all a range of crews, girls, guys. Just he wanted to start, you know, with a grassroots sort of a crew, and build up, you know, kids as he built his experience, which is a really good way of doing it. You know, it's probably the right way of doing it. He knew that he couldn't just go straight out and compete. He had to do the groundwork, train the girls, the boys out here on a weekend right from the start. He went through the Sweeps Academy. That was really good. He learned a lot of, you know, basic fundamentals that you know, you sort of can't really grasp just going out there and having a go on the weekends. So this academy's been really good. You know, just give him those really little small bits and pieces that you don't realise that you got to think about.
Heading home from the Sweeps Academy, you know, you're buzzing and all you want to do is get in the back of the boat. I'm lucky to work with the Masters crew at North Stain. They're always pushing me to, you know, go harder and get on the back and get up on those foot chocks and all those sort of things.
Ali was one of the first female sweeps that I've had anything to do with, and she was in my crew for 3 years. She's always determined to do things, and she was determined to have a go at sweep. But I'm very proud of her. It's great that she's giving it a go, and I wish her all the best.
We've done a training row with our young girls that are the state champs and our open men's. Went out for a few paddles, about 10. Unfortunately fell in towards the end.
Out with Ali, and great sweep. Mostly my background in surf over the last 10 years has been ski paddling. Not fast, but I enjoyed it. So as we've seen with a couple of former Ironmen and ski paddlers that have come across to sweeping, they've done really well. So I'm hoping that I can transfer that surf knowledge and skill set that I use in the ski across to navigating the ocean in the boat.
The Sweeps Academy has certainly reassured us that, you know, he's got what it takes to be safe. What he's progressed in the most is his communication with the rowers, and that's really important because it's not just about the sweep, steering the boat. You know, it's about knowing how to talk to the rowers, telling them what they need to do, and when they need to do it.
The role of the sweep is far more than just sweeping a boat. I've talked to the guys about this a lot, and the girls, about how you can actually become a major influence on someone's life. We've all had a great coach in life at some point, and a sweep is no different. So a sweep has the ability to not only attract and retain people in their surf club, but also be a promoter of surf lifesaving in general.
We'll just go for ins and outs. So we've got
one new rower with us, and we'll just get her to get comfortable with the rest of the girls and see how it feels. In and out, try and catch what little wave there is and try and avoid my mates on the foils. I try not to offer any advice outside of my own knowledge. That's one thing I've found not to do. We just try and keep them really slow tempo, everything neat. And if I think I can see something that's wrong, I'll go and check with one of my mentors, ask the question, confirm how to deliver the correction, and I'll just sort it out later.
You know, he's really good like that. He'll quite often ask for some feedback, and that just shows that, you know, he's going to go a long way. You know, anyone who's humble enough to know that they're not the best and they've got room for improvement, you know, you're going to be a winner.
Catching a wave in a surf boat initially was daunting. I had the safety and well-being of 4 other people in mind, plus the surfers and swimmers that surround us. So it was daunting because I knew that if I got it wrong, someone could get hurt, we could damage gear, which puts a strain on the rest of the rowers in the club. So again, being mindful to seek advice on how to do it well.
He wants to do well and he wants to row safely. He wants to make sure that he gets those kids out and back with no injuries. That's a big part of what we believe in. First and foremost, you know, before you go out there and try and win medals, you've got to be able to do it right, do it safe.
So the first time I swept at a race, we were actually locally. The conditions were small, and I was able to take out the under-19 women's from North Kelkel who have actually become the state representatives. So took them out, nice small day. You know, you always get a little bit nervous and a little slowing here and there on your way out, but it was a great day. The girls were great, got in, got out, safe, so that's all that mattered to me. As my sweepers always said to me, you know, no matter what carnival you're doing or how long you've been doing it, you're never perfect. You always learn something every day you go out, so yeah. When you're on the line, all you're thinking about, I think, as a sweep at early stages is, God, I've got to get in the boat. Just kind of like a rower, but it's a different style. But as a sweep, you know, you've got 4 minutes to try and motivate this crew as well. You've got to think about, you know, as time goes on, you work out your crew, you work out your race plan, but as a new sweep, you go, what the hell am I going to say to keep these girls motivated? But, you know, you pick up on, as being a rower for 3-4 years in Stillwater before that, you pick up on things that you've learned over the years and what your sweep said to you. And, you know, you just relay that and you've just got to get in and get home.
We're down here today at Northstone Beach for the state champs. Just got the opportunity to take the open men out. We went out hard. The boys were coming first at the start. They did really well. Came home, held them well, and stayed with crew. Had a great row from the boys, and I think some good sweeping on my behalf.
Well done, Ali. So here at Port Campbell, about to do my first sweep race ever. A bit nervous, you know, getting in the boat's been a bit of a challenge, but thanks to the Sweeps Academy, got a few hot tips from Beck and really appreciate that, so we'll see how we go. Fingers crossed, across the line all right.
Through the race, Fawn, what happened?
All right, so I don't know how we actually started, girls, but we managed to. We started all right. Yeah, kind of. I don't think anyone knows that. No one knows. No, it was a strong finish, convincing we girls. So yeah, go Willie.
The thing that I learnt that day and since then was the importance of humility. There's going to be a million times you'll make a mistake, or you might get it wrong or misread the situation, right from surf navigation to how you interact with the crew. Humility is the key.
He's really calm. Compared to some sweeps, he's really, really calm. So it's really cool, and like he takes his time, but he like know when he's got to go. But yeah, he takes his time, and he's really cool. So like yesterday morning when we went for our row, Sophie told me, she's like, yeah, like this is only like his second season. And I was like, get out of town. He's really good. Like he can read the surf, know when to go, know when to stop, how to pull, and like it's hard to learn those things.
We've all improved as a crew altogether, even Smitty. Sure. He started off as a beast, but he's become an absolutely animal now.
He's taken this with two hands, this opportunity, and at Burleigh, and
full credit to him.
Cheers, Matty! You are doing a good job, and we love having you here, and we really think that we've got to keep you around.
I think for me, this year's been amazing.
I think that there are, I guess, no limits to what Ali can do, and I think that she's extremely, for me, extremely inspirational. I think for other young females as well, she'll be someone that can really drive this sport and continue take it to greater heights. I guess I'm keen to definitely go for another season and many more seasons, and definitely if she was a sweep, I'd be even more stoked.
I think I would say that I'm proud of myself. I'm not very good at saying that about myself, but yeah.
My message to anyone even contemplating sweeping is to try it. Stand up at the back of the boat for 10 minutes at the end of the session, of your rowing session, and just try it out.
The Sweeps Academy is not just for rowers. Obviously, me being a ski paddler, the most important thing is to demonstrate to the other sweeps that you're willing to learn.
It's just a fabulous community, and I'm so glad that I got involved, and just to see the families and all the generations that come up through it and how much they give back to the community in general.
If anyone's thinking about doing it, just do it. Just do it.
To give it a go, and you should give it a go. It's great fun, it's really rewarding, it's fantastic for our sport, and you can do it. I did it.
Give it a go, because anyone can, and I'm proof of that.
And Matt, this is your level 2 sweep accreditation certificate.
Very good, thank you very much.
Congratulations, mate.
Oh, no, thank you.
It might be the end of the season, but for our new sweeps, it's a chance to continue to learn, building confidence, skills, and crews. For its first year, the Academy has proved a huge success. A success for the new sweeps who had the opportunity to stand at the back of the boat for the first time, and for the future of the sport.
Let's see where we go from here.